Movie notes on The Family Stone 2005 film, 30 July 2024 viewing. So I watched this yesterday, a marathon of sorts. I watched this in my Big Fat Greek wedding, and so I'm doing notes the day after. So I'm filming this Wednesday, 31 July 2024. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And it's my notes for the 2005 film, The Family Stone, which for my description I came for this viewing is a fiction film about a man and his girlfriend visiting his family over the holidays in his pursuit of his mother's engagement/wedding ring. And so if you're not really familiar with that terminology, an engagement or wedding ring that comes from a generation and or generations above a person in the family is sometimes called the family stone. So sometimes people propose to their significant other with that ring as a form of, let's see, keeping the stone in the family and like keeping it alive, so to speak. It's still an active engagement or wedding ring and or wedding ring. And I notes it, well, I forgot how painful this movie is. One. Two, it does broach the issue of sexual orientation, so I'm asexual. So it was an interesting one growing up because there was, or it tries to get at a little bit of what it means to not be heterosexual, and this girlfriend very much disagrees with kind of the family stance, and or hasn't really thought about it beyond her stance, or like there might be an alternative perspective, and that relates to my life story a little bit, right? My aunt is lesbian, and I'm asexual, and so watching this growing up, there was a little bit of like, yeah, it might be difficult for people to think about it in terms of like they're humans and maybe they're not problems, but for me it was, I love my aunt, and I'm different, not different in the same way as her for sexual orientation, but different. And so there was a little bit of what I appreciated. Not everybody even had experience interacting with someone different than themselves in that way. So it was a good movie in that sense, as a reminder of like, there are people in the world that don't have my experiences and haven't even met somebody who's homosexual or asexual or bisexual or trans or whatever like that. So I think that was a good thing to capture on film. All right, that main female character goes through a lot of development. In terms of like character development, I think is what it's called. And then I guess one of the things I thought about growing up and when I saw this, because we used to watch it fairly frequently. We would watch it around the holidays sometimes. My sister loved it and she graduated in 2008, so we had a few years. She graduated from high school in 2008. And so there's kind of three, so there's the main character, I think it's her sister, and then there's like the mean sister and of the man. And it was like watching, I was like, seriously, which one would I be? Like if I if we have to say in terms of falling in love, right? The main character was I don't remember the actress's names. Sorry. So the main character, the girlfriend, she's very into her work, and so I was like in school, so I was like, well, maybe I'm like similar, and I can be anal, but I'm not her kind of anal, right? I don't have to look all dressed up. I don't have to have something that's, you know, tight fitting or reveals a little bit of skin or, you know, that kind of stuff. So there was a little bit of like, and I'm not her type of anal, and I accept people who have different sexual orientation other than heterosexual and stuff. So I was like, but I know people would want to be like, you're that easy to classify. So they would want me to be that character, even though I'm not. I'm not really the sister of that character. And then there's the third option, which is like the mean sister of the man. And it was like, and she falls in love last. right? But she's the only one of the three who sees it when she falls in love. But she's the only one that actually sees she loves the man when she falls in love. And I was like, you know, since this is a romance movie, I'm allowed to classify myself as one of those three in the romance movie. And so I was like, you know what? Honestly, I'm probably that last one. I'm that person who's so stubborn that, like, I want to see something and understand the meaning when it happens. So I'm going to be that person who falls in love last because I want to, like, know that I love the person and see that I love the person when I fall in love with them. And sure enough, my sister, you know, has been with her boyfriend, or with her boyfriend with 13 years. They're married and pregnant with their first child, and I'm, you know, I have not been proposed to. I have proposed, and supposedly they said yes. You know, they said yes, but, like, we're not. I didn't give him a ring, you know? Like, he didn't give me a ring. There we go. Physical follow-up necessary. There we go. But point being, we haven't had the high frequency in-person physical escalation. There we go. So that was coming back to this. I was like, that was pretty spot on, wasn't it? I fall in love last, but I get to see that I'm in love when I fall in love, and I love the person I'm falling in love with, and that to me was priceless. Yeah, is priceless. Those are my movie notes on The Family Stone 2005 film, 30 July 2024 viewing.